Welcome out to Method Field here in Raleigh, North Carolina on the campus of NC State University as we get ready for the 11v11 Method Road League IM Championship between Handin Out L's, who are in the red jerseys today, and the Fountaineers in black. I'm Chris Lehman alongside James Thomas here on Wolfpack Sports Television. James, an interesting sequence of events leading up to this one. Why don't you explain that to us a little bit?
So basically what happened is the team that is in black, that was the Fountaineers. They had played the semifinal match against a team that was ineligible, that had an ineligible player, so they were kicked out of the finals, and now the Fountaineers have taken their place in the championship game against the Handin Out L's team, who came off a 13-round penalty shootout. So a little bit of turmoil coming into the championship game for both these teams.
So we've had quite a few interesting games, as you just mentioned, the 13-round PK shootout as well as the ineligible player, but there's also a penalty shootout in a quarterfinal match that included the Fountaineers. This is their third game back to back, and then the second game in a row for Handin Out L's. What kind of effect do you think that will have on these teams that have already played a combined 3 games today?
So the Fountaineers are probably going to be the most fatigued, obviously. You're playing a little bit of an unfair schedule going back to back, playing 3 in a row. Fortunately, with the 13-round penalty shootout and the little bit of time delay to figure out the ineligibility rules, the Fountaineers have had almost 45 minutes to at least a half hour of a break, so maybe rest up some tired legs, and we'll see.
Feedback up for everyone out there, and as we started this game off, a little bit of a slow pace, very, very low energy, I'd have to say, to start this game. That's probably because both teams are already fairly tired. Long throw in there for the Fountaineers. And they ride it all the way up the sideline. Dunbar over there, great job, but he gets beat. Cross coming across. No one there to finish it. It rolls out of bounds on the goal line. Now goal kick. Now the center defender Dunbar makes his way over to take this goal kick. He was a place kicker, actually spent a little bit of time on the Division I team here at NC State, as he participated in spring practices a couple years ago with the team. So a good leg here for Dunbar.
I'm actually familiar with Evan. I used to play against him in high school. For anybody from the Cabarrus County area knows the old SPC league and the old J.M. Robinson versus Northwest rivalry. So shout out to Evan.
Now his goal kick came all the way down across half field and landed and rolled out of bounds for a Fountaineer throw-in. And they've thrown it in. Signal from the sideline referee here. She signals a throw-in for the Fountaineers. The ball went out up here closer to half field. And they'll bring it back. Advanced by the Fountaineers, and Jack the Boy Straub makes the clearance off of a Fountaineer player and out of bounds, so a throw-in for Handin Out L's. I'll tell you, we have some pretty good names here, James. The Fountaineers is certainly a spin-off of the Mountaineers, and a combination with the dining hall on West Campus. Fountain Dining Hall is an interesting name, and then Handin Out L is just very creative. What do you think of these names, James?
It's better than what I can come up with, but definitely Handin Out L, so I think it has the upper hand in the name category today.
So they will take it up. Now Handin Out L's gets it up to half field. The defense of the Fountaineers knocks it back. An open space down the right side. Streaking in. He's going to wind up. Fakes the shot. Cuts across the top of the box. Now the crossing on the ground. The shot just over the crossbar. Good chance for Fountaineers. And they cannot put it home. That was just an excellent chance, James.
Yeah, they started from the midfield. Good distribution out to the wide side on the right. And then a good cross back towards the dangerous area. Unfortunately, that final touch wasn't there to put it away.
And that was something we saw a lot of in the first penalty shootout, James, when we got here. Was 3 shots out of the 10 in that shootout went over the net. And we looked at the next game that had a shootout as now Simba for Handin Out L's gets it knocked away, and the Fountaineers cleared out of harm's way, picked up by Handin Out L's along the far side. But every shot on frame for both teams in Handin Out L's PK shootout. Do you think that will be an advantage in this game, or do you see it going to penalties? We've seen a couple good chances on this end for the Fountaineers.
It's hard to say right now. Both these teams do look pretty even, pretty much even opportunity, even play by both sides for right now, as we see our first offsides of the game for the Fountaineers, excuse me. And I think, I mean, when you get to IM play, you never can really tell when one team might just get high and put in a couple of goals, or we might find ourselves in another penalty shootout situation.
And certainly one of the things that favors Handin Out L's in this first half and will favor the Fountaineers in the second half is that the sun is in the eyes of the Fountaineers right now as it goes down just past 6 o'clock. And with all the delays that we've had, this game was supposed to start at 5, and about an hour delay to the start of this championship game. How big of an issue do you think the sun will be, especially in the second half if this game stays close?
I mean, I think it was more of an issue for the penalty shootout, and if we get in that situation, I think we might be late enough that the sun had already set behind a tree line to our far left. If you're watching your screen, there's a tree line back behind the team on the left, and I think we'll be all right. The shadows are already pretty long at this point, so but something to keep an eye on, Chris.
All right, and the ball punted out by Handin Out L's, almost kept in aerobatically by one of the Handin Out L's players. He's unable to do so, so a throw in again for the Fountaineers. Thrown back to the defense and now cleared up. That's another thing that we could discuss here, James, is the fact that these teams both seem to like to play the ball in the air a decent amount. Now you see it being advanced up on the ground, and that seems to be the best way to do so. What do you think is the strategy for both of these teams coming into this game? Obviously, you want to conserve energy. So what are both of these teams going to look to do to get the upper hand in that category?
Well, from a personal standpoint, as an ex-soccer player, I always love a possession style of play, as we see Simba advance, but his attack is shut down. A possession style type of play allows the ball to do the work and your players to do less running. You do a lot of more conservation of energy that way. However, it looks like Handin Out L's is going with a not very attacking line, so those strikers will need to check back and help out their midfields, give them options. Good opportunity here. Swung in and bobbled, but eventually scooped up by the goalkeeper for Fountaineers.
So it will be interesting. That Handin Out L is certainly a more defensive team, which almost seems ironic to go with their name, but a more defensive team, as I was able to sit in on their huddle at halftime of their semifinal game, and they were unhappy with their organization in the midfield. They weren't happy with their chances up top, and you still see that now. They're very much a sit-back-and-defend team. So it'll be interesting to see if the Fountaineers can get a goal that will really put the pressure on Handin Out L's.
I think right now what we see mostly is one team will get the tackle will build, and it won't be very fast-paced when you get down to the attacking third. So the defensive team is able to recover, and there's a lot of bodies in a tight area now, so there's not a lot of shooting and passing windows, and the attack seems to break down from there.
All right, and the other thing, you see the ball's bouncing quite a bit out there. It looks from our vantage point, you have a fairly even playing surface, and it is, but there are some patches out there where you see some bumpy clumps of grass. Do you think that will have a big effect on the game, and who do you think has the advantage there? Who's going to be able to control the ball more?
I think if you're looking to build out of the back, those long passes, those long lob passes, I think that actually favors Handin Out L's because it's like you said earlier, their strength is in their defense. So if you can get on a bit of a counterattack and send those lob passes from your back line, I think that's going to benefit them in the long run.
That ball's knocked out of bounds here over towards our booth as James goes over and throws it back into play. So James with a little bit of a contribution here to the pace of play is the Handin Out L's team will throw the ball back in here at midfield. Long throw. Chasing after it, Simba. He's going to have a loose bouncing ball. Still rolling in. Keeper comes out and grabs it. That is the best chance Handin Out L's has had so far. Immediately turned back by the Fountaineers. Through ball shut down by Dunbar at the defense. He'll maintain control before getting it taken, and he's tripped up, and it's going to be a foul on Dunbar. An interesting call there. They didn't play advantage. We saw that happen in the last game as well with Handin Out L's. They had a chance to play advantage and maybe pick up a goal in regulation. It didn't happen. What do you see out of these referees? Obviously, volunteers doing a very good job, and they're also students here at NC State. Your overall opinion so far of the refereeing?
I think it's been pretty good so far. Yeah, I think you're always going to question the referee's decisions right there. I think I would have questioned that last call. I think I would have, if it was me. Oh, a good opportunity here by the Fountaineers. And
finally taken out in space and time for Simba. And it's immediately stepped up and knocked away by the Fountaineers defense. Excellent step. Way to attack and challenge that ball. And a chance here, and it looked like she was offsides, but she's not going to be fast enough to reach that. And it's cleared out by the goalkeeper for the Fountaineers and out near midfield.
I think it wasn't offsides on that last play. For just a split second, when the ball was played, she was on the other side of half field, so you can't be offsides if you're in your own half. So good no call there, as we were talking about how the refs are doing. I think that's a good no call right there.
It looks like it would actually be brought back, and they are going. I think they may have called offside. It's a free kick now for the Fountaineers, just inside of their half. And that, oh, excuse me, they called a handball on that one. And they're looking for another one. Are the Fountaineers? No call this time, and that leaves time and space for Handin Out L's. Turned back again by the Fountaineers, and they battle for it at midfield. Lobbed up the side. Dunbar comes in from the center to help out on defense. He gets it up and out and into the midfield. Switching the field now, Handin Out L's. A little bit of space, pressure there. And it's taken back by the Fountaineers. Good battle, though, from both players. Pinching in the boy, unable to make the play, but the ball stays in bounds, and Handin Out L's will knock it back up the field. Up at half field now, the Fountaineers regain control. That ball sent in and immediately knocked back out. We've seen some very aggressive defense here, James. Why don't you talk about that a little bit and how that's working?
Well, I think not necessarily the defense is what has been the key. I mean, obviously the Fountaineers have had a couple good defensive plays, but I think for the most part, the offense for either team is kind of feeling out engaging the pace of play and how to dictate their offense right now. And it seems to be a little bit of disconnect for both sides, getting the ball up to the strikers and then finding a distribution pass out to the wings. You gotta clean that up if you're both sides at this point.
So now they battle for it down near the 18-yard box of the Handin Out L's goal. But Handin Out L's able to get it back up. They are outmanned over on that side, though, and it's knocked back by the Fountaineers. And they play a little bit of ping pong here as this one gets free. Simba with a chance. He's got space. The Fountaineers want a handball. It's hard to make that call from this side, though, as it goes in the corner. The Fountaineers regain control at the defense and knock it out of bounds for a throw-in. And we saw earlier that Handin Out L's does have one player who's got quite an arm, quite a throw. So this could be a good scoring chance here for Handin Out L's.
Yeah, for the most part, when you have a player who can throw it, have a long throw-in, this is pretty much essentially a corner kick, a free corner kick from a dangerous area.
And here it comes. He'll back all the way up against the fence here. And then comes the throw. All the way across. Good chance. Can't get a head on it. But the ball still in control for Handin Out L's. Bouncing ball now. Taken down. The Fountaineers will take it back. A little bit of space now, and they'll bring it up. A great job, though. I think the strong suit certainly for Handin Out L's. And I tell you, that call looked a little bit soft. I'm sure Handin Out L's will take it. But a little bit of a soft call there. We're seeing a lot of body contact getting called. I haven't seen a soccer game called like that in a while, James.
Yeah, I mean, I think with this being an IM game and stuff like that, they try to keep the emphasis on sportsmanship and as least contact as possible, because we don't want any players getting hurt, and you know, the borderline dangerous plays are probably more likely to be called than in like a regular competition game.
And now with numbers, the Fountaineers down the left side. Can he keep it in bounds? He does. Lobs it on, but is unable to keep it in bounds. So Gio, the goalkeeper for Handin Out L's, will leave it for Dunbar to take the goal kick. And a lot of subs coming in here now for Handin Out L's, and that's another place that it seems like, at least right now, they have an advantage. They seem to be subbing a lot more right now than the Fountaineers. James, do you think that will have an effect as we go on in this game?
Yeah, it could be good and it could be bad. Sometimes when you bring on new players, you get fresh legs, which is definitely a benefit. But also, sometimes you lose communication and connectivity with another player that you might have been building chemistry with. If you guys had some good 1-2 passes and stuff like that, maybe you don't get that with another person who comes on.
And just as you say that, you see here right in front of us as two Handin Out L's players struggle to communicate and figure out who's going to take the ball, and the Fountaineers come in and take it. Now they have a chance bringing it down the field. Knocked out of bounds. Actually, excuse me, it stays in bounds. Will roll all the way down the sideline and out of the goal line, and center referee signals another goal kick for Handin Out L's. And we get an announcement from the center referee. 7 minutes left in this first half. Still 0-0 in the Method Road IM Championship games here at NC State University. Brought up the left side and now knocked on by Handin Out L's as they look to go on the offensive. Possession down on the corner, chance to cross. Crosses through one man, trying to go around another. He's pinned in there. Double teamed, holding it along the goal line. Poked out of bounds, and it looks like it's off of the Fountaineers. And it will be a corner kick, the second one of the game for Handin Out L's.
This is a good individual effort there by the striker for Handin Out L's. You realize that he did not have numbers. Like you said, he got double teamed and he just held up the ball, was able to get a deflection and have earned themselves a corner kick now.
Here it comes in from the left side. Good kick. Chance there. Head on it by the Fountaineers. Volley bounces in, deflects off. Who'd he go off of last? It went off of a Handin Out L's player. It looked like it may have caught the goalkeeper, but the sideline referee says that didn't happen, and goal kick for the Fountaineers.
There's a good focus there by the Handin Out L's. Initially, the first ball was defended well by the Fountaineers, but it's that second ball that's usually sometimes the most dangerous one. You know, you have a lot of bodies in that area. Maybe it takes a bad deflection, and the Fountaineers a little bit lucky that they didn't have a better opportunity from the Handin Out L's.
And so the goal kick possessed initially by the Fountaineers. Handin Out L's gets it back. That passed through the legs of the teammate he intended it for, and all the way out of bounds on the other side. Now the Fountaineers will execute some substitutions here as we see some fresh legs going in at defense as well as at forward. And James, it really has been a great day for some soccer. The highs, upper 60s, low 70s, very little wind, clear skies. It's an excellent day to be playing some soccer.
Absolutely. This is good weather. I mean, it's slightly on the chilly side, but I mean, once you start playing, get that blood flowing, you get a little hot, and a nice little breeze is always a good thing.
Handin Out L's not able to save that through ball, so another goal kick coming here for the Fountaineers. We're coming down in on the last couple minutes of the half. Just 3 or 4 minutes ago, we got the 7-minute warning coming from the center referees, keeping time for this game. So that goal kick will come all the way across the field. Tall bodies there for Handin Out L's. They get a head on it, but not able to control it. So about a midfield throw coming here for the Fountaineers. Possessed off the throw by Handin Out L's. Goes back to the center, right back to the outside. And the crossfield pass not able to get there, but cleared right back out by the defense of Handin Out L's. Possessed at the midfield with speed, running through, man. We're going to get a foul here. out of control as one of the Handin Out L's players, and that's just got to keep yourself under control, James.
Yeah, if this was basketball, that definitely would have been a charge. He was flying in. The ball was up in the air. I mean, so obviously that's a 50-50 ball, and you just gotta keep control of your body there and know where the other players are spatially.
So a free kick here for the Fountaineers as they set up. Low line drive knocked right back out by Handin Out L's. Up to midfield, misplayed momentarily but taken back, and the Fountaineers intercept the pass. Still no one there. Back to the defense now for the Fountaineers as they look to try and find a lane to attack. Good pressure there from Handin Out L's. They knock it back. A whistle, and it's going to be a foul on the Fountaineers. It looks like after he was beat, the Fountaineer player grabbed a little bit of the jersey of the player for Handin Out L's, and so a free kick coming.
And I think that was due to, well, first of all, not a clean first touch on the ball, but secondly, he had no support. So in some of that cases, you might have a valve player that you can release to, but in that situation, nobody for the Fountaineers was covering back.
Header goes straight backwards. The goalkeeper lets it fall right into his arms, and he'll get ready to punt it away here. A couple of good chances from both sides, but no one able to find the back of the net yet. Punt headed back out by Dunbar up to the midfield and down into the Fountaineer end of the pitch, but turned right back. Lots of pressure from Handin Out L's, and they force bad pass, cleared out at the defense and out of bounds. Fountaineer throw incoming. It'll be interesting to see how this game ends up. Yesterday we were covering the championship game of the Wolfpack's Training Center Championship IM League for soccer. That was also 11v11. And the final game there went to penalty kicks. We've already seen 2 games go to penalty kicks today, and the way these teams are playing, it doesn't look like you're going to see more than maybe 1 or 2 goals in regulation, if any. How likely, at least at this point, James, do you think this one is to go into PKs?
I think you could really say if you flip a coin, that's the chances of this going into the penalties. I think if one of these teams scores a goal right here before half, is a decent opportunity goes over the net for the Fountaineers. If one of these teams scores before this half right here, I think they have most of the momentum, because it's really been even for both these sides. I wouldn't say that either team deserves a goal yet, but they've both had quality opportunities so far.
Long kick with the wind, and a good chance coming for the Handin Out L's. If she can get the shot off one touch, tries to get to it, but the keeper gets there first. And that will do it for the first half. So a little bit of back and forth action, some possession, as well as some good scoring chances. James, let's get your thoughts on the first half here.
I think defensively, both these teams were very tight. Offensively, they've left a little bit to question, but in the second half, I think one of these teams will maybe break through and net one, and that'll definitely be the difference in the game, Chris.
All right, well, that does it for the first half. We'll be right back with second half action here at the Method Road soccer field here on the campus of NC State University. The halftime score, Handin Out L's 0, the Fountaineers 0. We'll be right back. You're watching I Am Soccer from NC State on Wolfpack Sports Television. Welcome back here to the Method Road soccer fields here on the campus of NC State University in Raleigh, North Carolina, as we get set for the second half of the Method Road League Intramural 11v11 soccer championships between Handin Out L's and the Fountaineers. The score right now 0-0. What do you expect to see here in the second half, James? We've seen fairly defensive game from both sides, a little more offense from the Fountaineers, but what do you expect to see here? The Fountaineers have kind of tailed off in the other 2 games that they've played and lost energy. What do you think they'll do this game?
Yeah, well, they're falling victim to playing 3 games in a row here, so maybe some tired legs will set in the second half. If I'm the Fountaineers, I just possess it and conserve some energy, let the ball do the work. If I'm on the other side of the ball, if I'm handing out L's, then I'm trying to build out of the back, and I'm looking for a lot of lob passes to the corners and forcing the Fountaineers to chase it and tire them out even further.
All right, so we're about ready to start now. I talked as I mentioned earlier in the first half, I talked to the captain of the Fountaineers, and he did say that this team is struggling with finding enough energy to play this last game. They've looked very good so far, though. Going on the offensive now, though, the Handin Out L's immediately knocked back out, though, by the Fountaineers, and Dunbar will take it in the back. He gets it up into the midfield, and now up across, and the defender from the back line steps up and knocks it out for the Fountaineers, and they play a little bit of ping pong. Good chance coming here with speed. If he can keep it in bounds, he does. The Fountaineers coming in, coming over to close. Dunbar, and knocks his man off the ball after it's been kicked out of bounds. No foul call. How do you feel about that call there, James?
I think that's an all right no call. Like you said, he'd kind of dispossessed himself. He'd played it too far forward. So really, if you hand out a penalty there, it's kind of an off-the-ball foul. And I think it was just Dunbar was going for the ball, and just some legs and feet got tangled up there.
All right, now we do want to mention that at halftime, a Handin Out L's player did have to sit down on the field. He's got some cramps, icing his leg right now, trying to get rid of that and maybe get back into this game. But do you think having one less body is going to hurt this Handin Out L's teams, James?
Absolutely. IM games are always about how deep your team is, and no matter what, I don't think either team is conditioned enough to play a full game without with a short rotation. So having one less body does affect the team, and it's not like Handin Out L's has have completely fresh legs.
Here comes a good chance here. Swing and a miss. A good chance there on a bouncing ball, and it's poked out of bounds, but just fanning on it, one of the Handin Out L's players. Fortunately, though, the ball goes out off of the Fountaineers, so another corner kick coming here. It's played in. Pretty good ball. A bunch of players there. Head on it. Four Handin Out L's. Pops straight up, and the keeper for the Fountaineers comes out and takes it.
Yeah, it was a good cross there coming from the corner. But number 20 for Handin Out L's didn't get his head over the ball and headed down, so it was pretty much like a pop fly catch for the Fountaineer goalkeeper.
And we have a string of headers going here now as Jack the Boy Straub and Simba were able to play a little bit of catch with it before off of the goal kick. Fairly good control off the head there from both players, considering this is an IM game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you'll see ex-high school players that have really good individual talent. The disconnect comes when you start to try to play a little bit of team ball and string together some passes. The team doesn't have enough chemistry, enough practice to be that sharp, so sometimes we get a little bit of sloppy play. But definitely a lot of players out here have good individual talent.
And so another chance coming here as they get down the right side, and it's knocked out of bounds off of the Fountaineers, so a throw coming here. Substitutes wanted for Handin Out L's, and this is their big throw-in player, trying to get the attention of the referee to stop playing. They have. Question is, will he go all the way across the field to take this throw? He will come in for Simba. Looks like he won't, so the throw-in coming here for Handin Out L's. Another good long throw in. The header missed there, but loose ball, bouncing ball, controlled now by Handin Out L's. A little bit of a crossover, and now the cross coming on the ground off of a defender and into the corner. Still in play, though, and it's poked out and controlled now by the Fountaineers, who will bring it up. And Straub knocks it off of a Fountaineer player and out of bounds. Excellent play there from the boy. Dunbar will come over and take the throw here at midfield for Handin Out L's. Down the line, finds a man, and it's knocked out of bounds. A good play there from the Fountaineers defense to slow that down and knock it out of bounds for a throw.
Yeah, whenever you're in doubt like that, the best thing to do as a defender is just high and wide, and that's what he did there. He just made the safe play and kicked it out of bounds and let his team regroup.
Here comes the throw-in, flicked on by a Handin Out L's player, but right into the bread basket of the Fountaineers keeper. Low line drive, punt knocked down and controlled by Dunbar now for Handin Out L's. His pass intercepted right at the circle. Lofted along for a through ball down the right side. A chance coming here for the Fountaineers. The cross in, grabbed by the keeper and held. A good chance there, though, and that we already saw a couple good chances. Certainly that's the best chance of the second half, James.
Yeah, that was a hybrid of a cross and a shot almost. It looked like it was on target. The keeper had definitely had to make a save, but it looks like Handin Out L is trying to get on a bit of a counter, and that's shut down there.
Yeah, and it looks like the sideline referee there has ruled it Fountaineer ball as it went off of a Handin Out L's player. Tough to see from our vantage point here, but certainly Handin Out L's not happy with that call. And we will get some subs coming in now for the Fountaineers. Battle for it in the midfield. That battle won by the Fountaineers and pushed up the left side. Retreating now, though, Handin Out L's. They're able to knock it out of bounds and slow that counterattack. Quick throw in, though, coming. Charging out the goalkeeper. Makes the save, but the loose ball poked out and out of bounds. Excellent play there by Straub.
Yeah, honestly, I think it would have been a correct call if the referee had decided that the keeper obstructed the Handin Out L's attacker right there, because it didn't look like either player made contact with the ball, and there was contact between each player. So the benefit of the drought goes to the attacker right there, because you got to make a play on the ball, Chris.
All right, well, there was no call, so we will have, it looks like a corner kick coming for the Fountaineers. This is a big chance here. One goal could decide this game. Line drive cross, not even in play for a chance as it went over the crossbar and out of bounds. You've got to have a good cross there, James.
Yeah, that was a poor attempt right there, and he knows it, and it's just a misfortunate event. Obviously, though, when you get a corner kick, it's a free opportunity to put a ball in a dangerous area, and the Fountaineers are unable to do that.
All right, so Dunbar now ready for the goal kick. See, he lets his keeper get back into place, and now he'll kick. And mishits that one. A bouncer picked up by the Fountaineers, and they will bring it back. Beat there, a good chance, but coming back and knocking it away. A defender for Handin Out L's. Now up a little bit of give and go action now. Turned right back, nowhere to go with it. Poked away, and now the Fountaineers have it. Just outside the box, and a sliding tackle, which is not allowed in the IM leagues, by the Fountaineers. So that will be called, and now a free kick, and really a free clearance here for Handin Out L. It's not a smart play there from the Fountaineers player.
No, and you just got to know the rules of IM soccer. Obviously, that'd be a good play in any other league, but for IM, you just can't do it, Chris.
Another foul called there on the Fountaineers, and another free kick coming for Handin Out L's. And it looks like they're not happy with the ball they're playing with, so the Handin Out L's keeper will go back behind his net to grab a better ball. But how important is that ball? As we see some subs come off for the Fountaineers, how important is the ball in a game like this, James? Is it really that important with a ball to make that change?
At some points it just becomes personal preference. Some players like a harder ball, the more bouncing ball. Some players like a little bit softer ball, so you can control it better. This ball seems like it's a little bit better made. It's a better quality ball, but it does matter to some players, Chris.
And a hard tackle, but ruled clean by the referee there by Dunbar, as Straub looks to clear it out right in front of his own net. And we do have a player down in the corner. No one has called it yet. The referee has not seen a chance coming here, but they will blow the whistle finally and stop the play as a Fountaineers player is down after that hard tackle from Dunbar. Do you think it was a good tackle, James? Seemed clean. It was hard, though.
Yeah, I didn't see all of the tackle. I saw the player go down. I think I would have noticed if it was a dirty play or something like that. But it looks like we're going to have to get the supervisor on.
And they're, as you said, calling for the supervisor to come down and help out with her medical kit, as he will be helped off the field. It will be interesting now. Both teams down a player. We are starting to get down to probably about the last 10 or so minutes of this contest. Are you expecting to see a goal here, James, or do you think we're going to see another penalty shootout?
honestly, if we see a goal, I think it would be more likely to come from the side of the Fountaineers. They seem to have most of the momentum in this middle portion of the second half. Um, I don't think the Handin Out L's team has even put a shot on goal in the second half, and very seldom opportunities in the first half. They just seem to be too defensive minded, and I think it. But however, I still don't think that Fountaineers have made that final push to put the back goal in the back of the net. So I think the most likely scenario that we will see is another penalty shootout, Chris.
All right, and now as we talk about that, we still have a little bit of time as injured players being tended to right now. Who do you think has the advantage? Certainly, both teams have won a penalty shootout today. One went much longer than the other. The Handin Out L's team, a 13-round shootout. Who has the advantage right now?
Well, I think you'd have to look at the goalkeepers, and really that would be the difference maker. And we watched the Handin Out L's team. His goalkeeper is very good at leaping from side to side. He has a lot of lateral quickness. I wasn't observant enough to note what the Fountaineers goalkeeper was like in their penalty shootout, but when the two teams have quality strikers like these two teams have, it becomes a point of less where or how much power you can put on the ball, but where you place it. And a killer placement will go in every single time. As we're getting our injured player up, and it does look like he can't put any pressure on that right leg, Chris.
Yeah, and it looks like, it's hard to tell from here, but it looks like it might be a knee injury. And he's being carried now completely to the sideline, and he does look like he's in a little bit of pain. And we certainly hope that he'll be okay. But a good chance here, and this might play to the advantage of the Fountaineers, though they do lose a player. They do get a chance to rest here and get back some fresh legs.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that'll play to both sides. I really don't know how deep both these squads can go, but it looks like both teams will have about 2 subs remaining. So Chris is going to go over and check on the player. It does look like he has a deep laceration on his right knee. It might even be out of place. Competition is very high in IM leagues and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, everything has to be about safety and the health of all the players, and we hate to see scenarios like this, Chris. What's the word that we're hearing over there?
Well, it sounds like it might be, as he's got, if you are able to get a closer look like I was able to, he's got a bulge on the outside of his right knee, and you can certainly see him grimacing in pain, so it's painful. It sounds like we don't have a professional opinion yet, but there is a good chance, as we see great display of sportsmanship as Handin Out L gives that ball back to the keeper off of the drop ball. There's a possibility that it is a torn ACL. The ball punted back out by the keeper for the Fountaineers, and they battle for it out at midfield. Back at the defense, it's knocked back up and out by Handin Out L's, and they'll take control up by the half-field stripe. Pass looking for Simba, not able to find him as he tries to get his leg up in the air and bring it down, unable to do so. So a throw in coming here for the Fountaineers. And now battling for it out at the top of the box. A good chance for the Fountaineers. They can't find control of it, though, and it's kicked out of bounds, and it deflected off of a Fountaineers player. So a throw-in for Handin Out L's.
Yeah, a little bit of a mental error there by the Handin Out L's defense. It looked like the defender turned and almost cleared it back towards the middle of the field, and anything going back towards the middle of the field is where the bulk of the attack is going to be. So you got to make sure you go high and wide with that ball, Chris.
And an excellent backheel pass coming there from the Handin Out L's player. Can't find his man, though, and the throw-in coming from the Fountaineers is booted back over the defense of Handin Out L's, and a bicycle kick fanned on makes its way to the right side of the field and cleared back down and out of bounds past the goal line, and some subs coming in on this goal kick for Handin Out L's. Evan Dunbar, the captain of this Handin Out L's team, is back in the game. He's one of the substitutes, but he will take this kick as usual. A good leg there up to midfield. Flicked on there again. But finally another head, this one coming from the Fountaineers, knocks it back, and they will turn it back on down the left side. And with space down the left side, no one pressuring, they're going to let him take the cross, and knocks it out of bounds. And coming at that speed, it's tough with the forward momentum to get a good cross off there, James.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like you said, you got all your momentum going forward, and to pretty much send the ball's momentum in a 90-degree angle right there, you have to take a high level of ability to be able to do that.
So another goal kick coming here. Dunbar launches that one up. This one a little bit longer. An uncontested header there for the Fountaineers, knocked right back by the defense of Handin Out L's, and then out of bounds for a Handin Out L's throw-in. Long throw over the defense. If there's enough speed, they've got a chance. Here it comes, 1-on-3 for Handin Out L's, and the defense of the Fountaineers able to knock it out of harm's way. Good job getting back there by the Fountaineers, James.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the middle part of that defense right there. They squeezed it out. This is the first time they've been tested in quite some time, but they stood true to the test and sent that ball away high and wide.
They battle for it now along the far side. The Fountaineers come away with it. Up at half field now, slowly progressing, and the Fountaineers will try and get it center, stolen away at the midfield though. Controlling it now, Handin Out L's, and he's challenged, knocked down, and a foul. So a free kick coming in a fairly dangerous position. And James, the leg of Dunbar certainly is strong enough to get this one into the box and into a scoring area for Handin Out L's.
Yeah, absolutely. This is I thought Dunbar wasn't going to be able to take that one. You got to get a lot of bodies in the box here if you're Handin Out L's. You're not able to build an attack like you would like to. So this is almost kind of like a free opportunity to get a ball in a dangerous area. And hopefully Dunbar can deliver a good enough ball to get it there, and somebody will be on the other end of it.
And here's the delivery. Long ball. Can anyone get a head on it? Handin Out L's does, but they knock it wide and high. And it will be a goal kick for the Fountaineers. Not a bad chance there, and fairly good placement there from Dunbar.
Yeah, it's pretty much right where you want it, maybe a little bit deep. They kind of killed their angle a little bit by it being that deep, but overall, good opportunity, probably the best we've seen for this team in quite some time. But still, the finishing touch is not there for Handin Out L's.
And another goal kick coming out for the Fountaineers. Handled at half field, and they'll bring it up. Down the left side, a little bit of space now. Dunbar over to challenge, and he'll force his man outside. He gets around him, though. Keeps it in balance in the corner, and he's double-teamed there. Spins out and around, but it looks like it went out of bounds off the goal line, so a goal kick coming. And Dunbar mishits. Bouncing ball brought down and controlled now by the Fountaineers. Down the right side. Cutting and sliding as he slipped on the ball. Holds on to it. Great control there. As the flick pass. Not there, but he jumps the man and grabs it. The Fountaineers a good chance, but they lose it there. And here comes a chance with speed. He's got a little bit of space. Can he get by the last man? No one coming out to challenge him. Stops at the top of the box. Spins. No one there to pass. He's triple teamed and it's taken away. Another good chance with speed for Handin Out L's, and it's just not there. It seemed like making the stop there and turning was the wrong play there for Handin Out L's.
Well, I mean, his other option there is to take it to the corner, and really, I think he had to blame his teammates. Oh, good opportunity, shot too high. His counterattack kind of catches Handin Out L's off guard. We'll go to the play before. It looked like Handin Out L's offense kind of broke down because there was no support there. He was up there 1-on-4, 1-on-3 with nobody around to pass to, and it was an easy takeaway for the Fountaineers. On the other end, Fountaineers a bit of a counterattack. They were able to get a ball at the top of the 18 and a decently clean look at it, just overshot it though, Chris.
And it certainly seems like, James, that the counterattack is going to be the best way to score a goal in this one.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd be surprised if we do see a goal from either side in regulation. But certainly counterattack is the quickest way to score. I mean, with 1 or 2 passes, you're in and a good opportunity for either team, really.
And that attack for the Fountaineers shut down by Dunbar. He'll get it up to Simba half field, and he's got some space. He's also got speed, but he tries to flick it over his defender, and his defender gets a head on it and knocks it back upfield. Chance coming possibly here is past one man. The Fountaineers brings it in, gets around Dunbar. Is he going to be able to get the cross off, though? He's being double-teamed there. Gets it down into the corner, and he will run out of bounds with it for a goal kick. Or, excuse me, a corner kick, as that went off of Dunbar, it appears. And this could be the game here, James, if this one finds the back of the net.
Yeah, the Handin Out L team certainly believes so. They've committed all 11 players to defend this one, Chris.
Here comes the corner. It is a good ball. Can anyone get a head on it? It's a foot from the Handin Out L's team and another foot. And that one cleared outside of the box. And now back up where it'll be taken control of at the defense by the Fountaineers, though heavy pressure from Handin Out L's. And that was an excellent play there. She was able to go up against a defender that was much bigger than her. An excellent play there to force him out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's just a testament to agility. If you can't beat them with your size, you got to beat them with your speed. And she did a good job of positioning her body there, and she gets a deflection out of bounds.
So now a long throw up for Handin Out L's. They seem to be going the long ball route, trying to find a breaking man, find a breakaway, or at least somewhat of an odd man rush to give them a chance at finding the back of the net. And Handin Out L's controls at midfield now. Brought up, he splits 2 defenders. One of them stays with him, and it's knocked down the left side. And the Handin Out L's forward unable to get there before the defender for the Fountaineers, who will let it roll out of bounds for a goal kick. And so we get the signal about 3 minutes left here in the second half. After that, we will have penalty kicks. As the goal kick knocked all the way up above half field. Flicked on, the last defender there is Straub. He's retreating, trying to get in front of his man. Over top of Straub, a good chance coming. Dunbar, a good play. Sliding out the keeper, he makes the save. Great defense there by Handin Out L. That might have been the best opportunity of the game.
Yeah, and give credit to the keeper there too. That the decision to come out right there is a tough one to make, as another Fountaineers player is down inside the box. Yeah, that's a very tough decision to make with bodies flying everywhere. The keeper made his decision with confidence, and he came out and he scooped it up. Very good job by Dunbar to come in and kind of get a body on a body there and push the Fountaineers attacker off the ball, and that allowed the keeper to come and scoop it up.
And it looks like the play was stopped, as it looks like there were cramps for one of the Fountaineers players. He will come off on the goal line and walk around as a substitute comes in for him. And we still have a pause in the action, as the referee will have to get control of it and then hand it back to the goalkeeper, I believe. And the free ball knocked out by the boy Straub for Handin Out L's, and possession taken by the Fountaineers, and they look to advance. So we're down to about the last minute of this half. Energy levels getting up, and here comes a good chance possibly for Handin Out L's, but a great aggressive defensive play there from the Fountaineers back line, and they get it back. Brought back up the field. Here comes a good chance. Through ball coming in. No one there but the keeper. He'll scoop it up and immediately play it back out. High arching punt comes down, volleyed straight back to the keeper. And he will send it right back out. It's like pinball. Again, controlled by the Fountaineers. They turn it back. Coming with speed, advancing. Dunbar steps up and knocks the ball out. And we have another man down. No foul being called. It looks like he'll get up. Looked like a pretty clean play. Both went in for the ball, and he just got more of the man than the ball. And as they battle for it now in the Handin Out L's half, slowly advanced Dunbar will gain control at the back line for Handin Out L's and knock it out. Forced along, and it looks like a foul was called. Both guys going in. One of them gets the ball. I'm not sure where the foul was there, James.
I think the ref might have seen studs up, and that's just a dangerous play as they're going on the counterattack here, Chris.
Here it comes down the left corner, poked away and out of bounds. So a throw incoming. They have to move quickly to Handin Out L's, as this could be their last chance in regulation. And it would be a long throw. This could very well be the last play. And it looks like the longest throw is out there to take it for Handin Out L's. Everyone else in the box. Here it comes. Long throw in, bouncing around, still there, rolling out of bounds past the goal line, and the sideline referee will call a goal kick, but that's not going to matter as we get the final whistle. Still tied 0-0. We will go to a penalty kick shootout. James, let's just get your quick analysis of regulation.
I think Handin Out L's was more defensive. They didn't really seem to have the finishing blow to put one in the net. For the Fountaineers, kind of turned it on, but it was definitely too late. It'll be interesting to see which team is going to be able to put this one away. In soccer's version of overtime, we have no golden goal or anything like that. We're just going to go straight into penalty shootout, Chris.
All right, well, as they decide their order and who will shoot first out at half field, we will take a quick break and be right back. The score again, Handin Out L's 0, the Fountaineers 0. You're watching I Am Soccer on Wolfpack Sports Television.
Do PK. Oh, yeah. Should I keep score?
Yeah, why not? If I were, I don't know how much pain he's in, but if it were, yeah, if it were me, like if it's manageable, I would want to stay and at least see if my team won. But that's just me. I'm a competitive person. He gets to keep the jersey. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Hey, he didn't do like he didn't do that. I was kind of heard of him on training school.
He did. Although they got called for a slide. We got big. Fountaineers got called for a slide down here, and the play right before it, Evan came in and hacked somebody across the shin. And I was like, well, that's not necessarily a penalty, but like without shin guards, that definitely hurts.
Why aren't they wearing it?
You don't have to. They don't require it. That would, I mean, if it's a knee injury, that doesn't want to help anyhow.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I'm saying, but if it's taking the shin, it's gonna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I've played soccer before, and I've shin to shin with someone that hurts so bad.
In practice, in small-sided games, we practice that.
Dude, you'll be able to leave right after the game, man. You don't have to stay.
Yeah, cold, dude. Yeah. I have my jacket on. About to shine from posting my
About to shine somebody? Is that what you said?
high beam.
Just make sure, like, just don't do it like a static.
Take the sunglasses off.
Well, the sun's still up. Like, if it's kind of hazy back there, like, see if it gets clear, although that's
I mean, that won't be a problem for a shooter. I mean, if you're looking at the goal, I don't think that's going to be. My cousin called me if Handin Out L's I will take that bet. I would take that bet. How much?
Under?
$5 that it does. $5 that doesn't go over the fence 3 times.
Is it real? I don't know.
I have $1. I'll do at least $1.
$1? All right, I have $1 more. Okay. At least 3 times.
Wait, you're right.
I was gonna say this is the media.
It's not about anybody scoring. So like if this were real, like I would get in trouble for it. Yeah, like I heard you handing out. I think handing out. Like we've seen both. They were shootouts and they were what? Oh yeah, they have a lot of guys that can just play for them.
Yeah, but in the first game, the PKs were good.
Oh yeah, but the second game they were.
Yeah, they were good. I feel like they probably have to. He's first responder, right?
It's this one.
He's gonna go with.
I think he said so he doesn't have to pay for the hand.
No, he said beginner. Yeah, your insurance.
I was gonna say.
Well, to a certain amount.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends.
Alright, that's rough. Did Joel have to take one? Like that or no? Joel won it. Well, what happened?
All right, here we go. Ready to start the penalty kick shootout here at the Method Road Soccer Fields in this IM Championship game. The Fountaineers up to kick first. Here it comes. Picks it perfectly. The goaltender guesses wrong, and it is 1-0 after one shot. And now the slow and long walk made by the Handin Out L's player. It'll be interesting to see, James. We saw in the very first penalty kick shootout, which involved the Fountaineers, we saw 3 penalty kicks go over the net, over the fence behind it, and across the street. Do you think we'll see anything like that here?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think the emphasis is putting it on frame here. Like I said earlier, not really necessarily about power, but accuracy.
Here comes the kick. And it just skips under the keeper, and we've knotted it up at 1. So still even after one round, a good placement there from the Handin Out L's player.
Yeah, a little bit of a cheeky free kick or penalty kick there by the Handin Out L's player. He took a slower approach and then finished it quite nicely.
And now the second shooter up for the Fountaineers. He gets the whistle. Here it comes. Save made by the keeper for Handin Out L's, and we've seen him do that twice now. Make some good saves, and now a chance here as the next Handin Out L's player makes his way to the penalty kick spot. A chance to take the lead here. What did you see on that last kick, though, James?
It didn't look like he put any confidence into it. Right after he hit it, he knew that he mishit it, and he immediately took off his jersey. A little bit unsportsmanlike there. Don't really like to see that, Chris.
All right, well, here's the second shot for Handin Out L's, chance to take the lead. And they do, perfectly placed. And really, at this point, it's about not making mistakes for Handin Out L's. They only missed 1 of 13 in the shootout in their semifinal game. So we'll head to the third round of 5. A 2-1 lead for Handin Out L's. Here it comes. Over the net, but not over the fence. Stays in play, and a chance to take a commanding lead for Handin Out L's, and it looks like it will be Simba, the Zimbabwe native, taking the kick. And he is the only Handin Out L's player to miss a penalty kick today, but he did go on to make 2 more in that 13-round PK shootout in the semis. We'll see what he does here. Perfectly placed off the post and in. 3-1 lead after 3 shots. And now a save here can end it. It certainly seems like a tall hill to climb here for the Fountaineers, down 3-1 after 3 rounds. They aren't mathematically eliminated yet, but a miss from the Fountaineers or a make from Handin Out L's wins the game. Here it comes. This could be it. And it is. The save made there by the goaltender for Handin Out L's. They will charge him. The game is over. The final 3-1 in the penalty shootout. Handin Out L's hands out 1 more loss, and they take home the Method Road League Intramural 11v11 Soccer Championship.
Yeah, I think it was just a great penalty shootout by Handin Out L's. They didn't miss. Obviously, they didn't miss, but only 1 in the previous game. If it had to come down to it, Handin Out L's definitely had earned it in their own fashion.
All right, that will wrap up our coverage of the Method Road League IM Soccer Championships. We'll be right back with our star of the game here on Wolfpack Sports Television. Welcome back to Wolfpack Sports Television here on the Method Road Soccer Field after the Intramural Soccer Champions in the 11v11 League. I'm here with the goaltender for the winning team, George Gerges. George, excellent game out there.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, I want to start. We'll get to the penalty shootout later. I want to start, though, with some of the plays you made in the game. You had to come out near the end when it was almost a breakaway for the Fountaineers team. You had to come out and make a quick decision. What were you thinking when you came out and charged and grabbed that ball?
I mean, there was no one there in defense, and I mean, someone had to come out, or else that striker would have been just me and him on the goal. So I had to come out. It was risky, and I mean, I did lose the ball after I got it, but thanks to my teammate Justin over there, he cleared it after. So I mean, that's what I had to do.
All right, now I want to talk about the other penalty shootout you were in the semis. It went 13 rounds. You ended up giving up, I believe, 11 of the 13, but a lot of well-placed goals and well-placed shots. What were your thoughts coming into the final penalty shootout after that one?
I mean, I would say that semifinal penalties were pretty good practice. I mean, they took a lot of penalties on me, so I started like using new techniques, started guessing more, started diving before they even took the shot, which I'm pretty sure, I mean, it helped me out a lot on the semifinal penalty shootout. So it was good practice. I'm glad we had that many penalties in the semifinals, because if we did it, we probably wouldn't have won the final.
All right, and now one final question for you. This one about the shootout in the finals. You make 3 of 4 saves. Talk about your approach and what happened there.
Basically, what I do, I mean, I've learned this in high school. It's a technique I've been using for a while. It all depends on like the stance that the shooter's taking, the way like he's approaching the ball. That's how I guess like where they're gonna shoot it most of the time. So with the third one, he was just standing right in the middle, and I knew he was right-footed. So most likely he would have just he would have shot it on my right. That's a technique I use for all 3 of them. It depends on like where they're standing, which foot they use, and that's all there is to it.
All right, well, congratulations, George. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, that will wrap up our coverage of the Method Road Intramural Soccer Championships. The final score, 3-1 in a penalty shootout in favor of Handin Out L's over the Fountaineers. You've been watching Intramural Soccer on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack.